Admech players rejoice. Your new detachment is here, and it might be your best detachment. Haloscreed Battle Clade is showing me some great potential for playing multiple styles of Admech where every single unit in your codex has some kind of synergy that they can work with. The detachment rule, Spheric Transference, is simply put incredible. Every command phase, you pick 2 units from your army and you give them the Halo Override keyword. Everything with that keyword will either get +2 movement, +1 toughness, advance in charge, or stealth. The sheer flexibility in this rule is insane. The very small downside of all units get the same ability doesn't even feel like that big of a downside, since you can make it so that only melee units are getting advance in charge, or only the action monkeys are getting +2 to move. The enhancements are all pretty cool as well. Inloaded lethality is a little bit boring, but it's still very good. You get extra attacks and extra damage, making your characters much more potent. Cognitive reinforcement is just a great general buff, as it gives your units heavy, assault, +1 ballistic skill, +1 weapon skill, -1 to hit, and +1 AP. Transoracular Dyad Wafers is the most interesting enhancement here to me though. Giving Castellan robots Spheric Transference every single turn and not having it take up one of your 2 slots for buffs means that this enhancement makes your detachment rule 50% better immediately. Possibly more depending on how good the selected buff that you've chosen is for Castellan robots in that turn. The stratagems are all also great. Many of them have bonuses for your Halo Override units, which, let's be frank, are probably the units that you want to use the stratagems on anyways, because you chose those units to have a meaningful buff already. You've got reroll 1s to hit and wound, which is always a nice little bonus to have, and it has flexibility for ranged or melee. Crit 5s become ludicrous with Electro Priest led by a Manipulus, who will attack about 30 times and hit a small 42 times with 12 lethal hits to boot. Neural Overload lets you double up on buffs. Aggressive Impulse makes transports even better for the frail Admech units that you're going to be running. Guided Retreat with Taraxi is immensely powerful, and a 6-inch reactive move to get to move back into cover or away from charges can really put your opponent in a tough spot. And the cherry on top, with all the mixed synergy in this detachment, you can finally get into Admech for under $1,000 and have a 2,000 point army, and still have a decent list. Check the comments below for the purchase order up to that 2,000 point army.